Okay, that button says we're here. That button says we're here. Sheri, according to all of the little doohickeys on my screen, we are live. And today is June 16th, 2021.
Wow. Today, oh my goodness. Today, I just realized my grandson's 3 months. I've been a grandma for 3 months today.
Oh, congratulations.
And not only that, but today I think is our 40th episode.
You know what? Today is our 40th episode. Can you believe it? When you and I first started talking, who would have imagined that 40 weeks later, we'd still be up here doing this?
There you go. We did it. We did
it. Conquered those fears and moved forward. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Sheri and TerryAnn. I am TerryAnn Porter, life coach, TA. It is time to start to defeat those lies of negative self-talk. You know, those things that you say, oh, I can't, or I'm no good at, or I'm just bad. Nah, those are all lies. And it's time to change the perspective of how you look at those. Once you change your perspective, you will see possibilities opening up new pathways onto which you can choose to proceed in truth. My co-host is...
Good morning. I am Sheri Berger, and I am the owner of Here to There Consulting. We educate business owners with those tools to balance life, business, and finances so that we can grow, become successful, and be great leaders in our business and our life. So welcome. So great to see everybody today. And today, what will we be talking about, TerryAnn?
Today's subject is, what is your definition of healthy? Just like our other topics, you know, everyone has their own definition of different words. We talk, you know, like stress or success. What is your definition, Sheri, of healthy?
See, I believe health is more than just physical. I mean, it's physical, right? But we need physical, mental, and our spiritual health. Because I know, me personally, if my mental health is not good, I can catch myself not taking care of my physical health. My spiritual health's not good, I can find me not taking care of my mental health and my physical health. So to me, those three are really important to get your health in place. Because a lot of people will go, I want to lose 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. All right, you can want that all day. But if your mindset, and you don't have a goal, of course, you're never going to accomplish that. So you have to choose a different mindset or reprogram your mindset to get to where you want to be with your health.
So it's all intertwined. I think it kind of leads to my definition. My definition in healthy is an overall satisfaction, maybe, at peace with myself. And so that it does encompass all of those different areas of my life, my emotional, my physical, my spiritual. Because if one of those is out of line, it so truly affects the other sides. I know for myself with constant chronic pain, there are days that pain can win, but then I have to choose am I going to give in to that and let that rule my day in my life? Or am I going to try to overcome that and despite that move forward? One area, the physical pain area, can affect the mental area. And how do I bring the two together? So what are some ways, when you think about health, what are some ways that you take charge and move forward with it?
Good morning, Linda. Great to see you. I'm glad you're on here. We are talking about what is your definition of health? And we would love for you to chime in and let us know what your definition is. And now back to what TerryAnn asked me, what are some of the ways that we can take care of ourselves? I think first and foremost, if we have women on here, not that men don't do this, I think we're bad at taking care of ourselves at times because we're nurturers and so much about taking care of others. And so sometimes we think it is selfish to take care of ourselves. So like if you're going to go work out or try to eat right, but I don't have the time, I don't have, okay, but you're not making the time for what's important. And if you remember, what do they always tell us on the airplane? To put our air mask on before we help others. So even if you have a little young child on the plane, they're telling you that. So I think part of it is to deprogram your mindset that self-care is not selfish. Self-care is a necessity. And so I think we sometimes forget that. So I think starting at that level of your mindset and praying, and I'm not saying being selfish about it, but then again, let's talk again. If you have kids or friends or family that you're trying to take care of, you're the example. So I like to see if you're eating a bunch of ding dongs and Twinkies, what do you think your kids are going to do? But nowadays, people don't even know what ding dongs and Twinkies are. But, you know, back in our generation, right? It would be, oh, hi, Kitty. Good to see
Kitty,
you.
welcome.
You're on here as well. So we are talking about health, and what is the definition of health to you? So if you guys would chime in and give us some of that, we'd love to hear what you think about that as well. So what are some ways that you think that you could take that you think being proactive, are good for your health, TerryAnn?
I definitely think that sunshine, and I don't like the word exercise because it's not necessarily exercise, but some kind of a physical movement. It's real easy to just sit back in that comfortable chair. We've got 178,000 channels to choose from. DoorDash and all those will bring your meal to you. You don't ever have to get out of that chair. We have to get past that. Turn off the TV, get up and do something physical, even if it simply means walking around the house. When we were first into the pandemic and everybody, we kind of stayed home a lot, I counted the steps. I have this little area in my house that I can go from one hallway through a room, through the kitchen, and come down another hallway and back. So it's a circle. It was 45 steps around there. So I was counting and thinking, now how many times do I have to go around this little path to get to my goal of 5,000 steps a day? I'm going to have a path worn in there before the time is over. But if I can't do anything else, I do make that a point. If I can't get out of the house or get away or whatever, several trips around there. And it is amazing what it does to my mental status just for that little bit of movement.
Well, we get endorphins when we get up and we move. Now, I have to really quick answer Kitty's asking, what are you doing with ding dongs and Twinkies? So you would have to go watch the replay. But I was talking about if we're not doing self-care and we're just shoving, like eating ding dongs and Twinkies or candy bars or Oreos. I know I was joking and I said, nobody knows what ding dongs and Twinkies are if they have to be my age or older. Ha, ha, ha. But if you're doing that, you're being a bad example to those people around you, like your children, because they're going to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. So if you end up becoming overweight, I mean, some of it's health. I'm not saying that everybody, but if you are eating and not eating right and not exercising right, you're being an example to those around you. And I was talking about how us as women are so much about nurturing and taking care of others that we forget to take care of ourselves. And part of that would be being a good example to other people. Oh my goodness, we got some. Oh, this is probably,
let's see.
This sounds good.
Okay, you want me to bring it up? Here it goes. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to read
it.
This.
Linda. Health to me means not only what we put in our bodies and taking care of our skin, so the inside and outside, make smart choices what we consume and use. But it is also our environment. Oh, I love this. Yeah. Surround yourself with positive people. Fresh air, exercise, walking or more strenuous. Read positive books. Her examples are Bible and PMA. to stay focused on self-care and improvement, healthy relationships with family and friends. And obviously, you're totally focused on a healthy diet. It is your business, but it is so important. That is a very important part. I will tell you what, the days that I'm in pain, I know this about myself, and I am working to break it. Let me tell you, I carb out. I can finish off a box of crackers like in no time at all and not even know that I'm doing it. So I started to become self-aware. I've used the joke of pain is very heavy, and I can prove it because the last 2 months have been very painful, and I've gained 10 pounds. So I'm blaming it on that. No, but that's not that. It's because then I no longer keep control. The mindset changes, and I hit that box of crackers or box of cookies. Let me tell you, Oreos. But again, it's only feels good for a very short time. When it wears off, I'm bloated. I don't feel good at all. Now I feel sick because of what I just ate. And that adds to it. So it becomes a cycle.
Well, and then you feel bad, right? You feel bad that you made a bad choice.
And I feel bad that I did it, yes.
And you know what? Sometimes we just have to let go of that and say, where are we going to move forward next? But everybody's using the word exercise like it's a bad thing. And it's not. It's what people think of exercise. Like, I love walking, but I've had some problems with, plantar fascia, some other issues, which is fine because I'm working through them. But I like to go walking. I know I like swimming, right? Being in the water. So if those are what you like doing, I have a friend that, he's older. He plays tennis because that's what he likes doing. My son, my oldest son, who's a first-time dad, he just joined a softball league. I said, it's baseball. And he said, no, it's a softball league, Mom. It's a church softball league. And so I know a bunch of the churches get together. I don't know how many of them are pastors like him, but that's irrelevant. He's getting together. And then I found out that my 23-year-old decided to do the same thing that his brother's doing of playing. I think his is on a baseball league, and I got to get it right or the boys call me out. I don't know why it matters, but that's irrelevant. The thing is, what do you enjoy doing? And some of that is go back to when you were younger. Like, I like even swinging. I love swinging. And don't tell me swinging's not a little bit of an exercise. It is. But get your body up and moving and watch how better you feel. TerryAnn was talking about doing, I don't know how many steps around your little thing, right? Through the pandemic, I went walking every day. I'm only walking 2 miles. I used to be able to walk 3 miles, but I've had some health problems. I'm having some foot problems. And so the pain gets too bad, but 2 is better than none, right?
Right.
But when I was out walking, you know what I noticed during the pandemic? I noticed more people out walking than they usually are because I always go walking. So I know this. And I actually seen children outside playing. Did you even know what happened? Oh my gosh, they couldn't go to school. So they were outside riding their bike, climbing trees, and playing. It was almost like the community I grew up in. I didn't know what to do. So they at least were getting off their Xboxes or their whatever they're called to come out for a minute. I never knew so many kids lived in my neighborhood either. And I know some of it was they were home from school so they could be out more. But to see those things was so important. So if you go back to younger TerryAnn, what would she be doing? And you know what? It's probably not sitting. Most parents wouldn't let you do this. I know some, but it's probably not sitting in front of what are they called? A boob tube is what my dad used to call it, or whatever.
That's what they used to call it.
Yeah, not sitting in front of the TV and eating a bunch of crackers. I didn't even know were bad for you, TerryAnn. A bunch of Oreos.
An entire box. An entire box of crackers is not necessarily a good idea. Oh, I love this. Linda has a great idea. If you do not want to walk outside, if you have stairs, go up and down a few times.
Yep, and it boosts your heart rate. So I used to do that when I worked in corporate America, right? We would run up and down, some of us, the stairs instead of doing the elevator. And it was more, you were just talking about that, right? I did programming and I worked as a system analyst. And sometimes you need to get unstuck on trying to solve that problem. So if I just get up, run up and down the stairs, and then I come back and I look at my code or look at my big system that's down or whatever the problem was, the solutions would start coming a lot easier because I just woke my brain back up.
Yes.
Hey, TerryAnn, what?
Kitty's got a friend says they'll go to the zoo once a week for their walk. Sometimes walking around is boring, so find something like the zoo. What a great idea. Now, for me, I go to the mall.
Yes.
It takes me 45 minutes to an hour. I am very slow. But if I go 4 times around the mall, that is 2 miles. Now, if I stop and take a few detours into the stores, it takes a little longer. I'm slow, but I get it done. And that's the main thing. So I don't look at how long am I doing it. I look at my little timer on my watch that counts the steps and say, okay, how many steps did I get? Can I make it just a little bit further?
Look what Linda put. Did you see what else Linda put out here? As women, we don't tend to take care of ourselves. We think of what we need. When in pain, we do ignore it and look to how we can help others. And we need to do better with self-care.
And if we don't show self-care to our kids, how do our kids know when they become parents or just even single adults? How do they know how to take care of themselves first if we haven't modeled it? Okay. How do you work on your mental health? Is the walk enough for mental health, or do you do more?
Oh, no. I think, like I always start my day off with some kind of devotion, doing affirmations, right? I believe in gratitude journals. I'm sure you do too, TerryAnn. Sometimes, what is it called? Right now, I'm supposed to be an empty nester, but one of my children is home from college and the other one moved back home for a minute just to restart, which, okay, is fine. But then, man, that's a lot different when you got used to having no kids here and now you have 2 other adults here. But then all of a sudden you can say all that, or if you start writing down the blessings, right? I always tell people there's 2 things I never should complain about. So my husband and my children. I'm married, love my life. I have a phenomenal husband and I have 4 great, amazing kids. But you know what? They both drive me nuts. TerryAnn, they're not perfect like me. So if I start writing down what my blessings are and how I'm very blessed to have them versus being annoyed over stupid stuff, if you really think about it, right? And we all get annoyed over the stupid stuff, especially you're under my feet and you're driving me nuts, versus turn around and say, oh my goodness, look at this great season of my life that I get to see my girls a little bit more, or my husband. A lot of people were complaining their husband was stuck home with them with the pandemic. I had the opposite effect. My husband is a UPS driver. He was never home during the pandemic. And I was here a lot by myself. But even then, are you by yourself even through the pandemic? I was like, oh my gosh, you know how many friends I have on speed dial and why am I not on Zoom? And of course, I was helping lots of other people, but you could have coffee and do happy hour over Zoom and you still can get together with people. So I think it was all about changing your mindset, doing gratitude, and start realizing, as you would say, what do you say? Paths open. But I would say what the other possibilities are when you're in a situation.
Oh, here. Meditate or pray an affirmation to start the day. Linda prints them out, puts them on her mirror. I am strong. I'm resilient. I am healthy. I am loved. I am enough. I love those phrases.
Now go take those same phrases, because you have to believe them, right? And a lot of times we try to say affirmations and go test them against scripture. Oh, wait, you'll find out they're all true. See, so if you can look what's true, what is that scripture?
Oh, definitely.
What is worthy, what is true, that's what we should believe. But we forget that because we get in these, I guess you might want to call them fogs, or in that bad mindset. Like you said, pain. And I don't know what it's like to have pain all the time, but I've had quite a bit of pain the last couple of years just with silly health stuff happening. And it's not silly health, and you need to pay attention to it. And doctors keep arguing with me, TerryAnn. They tell me it's going to take this long to heal. And you know what I tell them, TerryAnn? I'm Sheri Berger. That doesn't apply to me. You know what? It's not working for me. So now the doctors are going back and going, you know what? If you actually listen, you could get better sooner. Yeah, but then I can't do this and I can't take care of that person and I can't. And they're like, pull back. So I think that's a great lesson for all of us. And I know you guys probably are shocked if I tell you I have lots of energy and I do a lot in one day. And I still can do that. It's just how you go about doing that, right?
Right.
When you do.
Hey, welcome, Pam. We're glad you made it.
Yeah, Pam says, when you do what you're passionate about, it's not a job, it's an adventure. Oh, my goodness. I've had quite the adventure this last year, too, with trying to help small businesses.
Okay, I got to ask, Pam, is that some kind of a sports ball or is that a ball of yarn? Because I look at that and I see a ball of yarn.
I bet you anything's volleyball. She's a volleyball
writer. Well, okay. I'm
giving you a hint. She's a travel volleyball writer. So I bet you it's supposed to be a volleyball. Is that supposed to be yarn or volleyball? Come on, Pam.
Pam, tell me it's yarn. Just make me feel good. Tell me it's yarn.
Wait, I think when she put her comment out there, it's probably about her passion, not yours, TerryAnn.
Oh, okay. And sometimes
you even said that when you're passionate about it's not a job, it's an adventure.
I just wanted to make sure that passion.
Oh wait, it's not even volleyball. She put volleyball. I got to teach her now. But it is.
Oh well.
I told you because she's on an adventure. And Linda said that's so true. And it is. It's all about mindset. It's the way you look at it. So I lost, believe it or not, 1 year I lost about 10 years ago. And now I've had some health problems and I put some of it on. I lost 87 pounds in a year. Everybody's like, how did you do it? I just decided I was going to do it, TerryAnn. Mm-hmm. So I went ahead. I was, watching what I was eating, exercising, doing what I needed to. But then all of a sudden bad things would happen. And so I wanted to eat that candy bar and I wanted my chips and salsa. And I realized I couldn't do that. So then I go, what am I going to do? Well, I learned to go for ridiculously long walks at times, like 5-6 mile walks just to get away. But you know how much better I felt than eating a candy bar? I learned to pick up my Bible. I thought I already went to my Bible. I learned to pick up my Bible and read it more. And that year, not accidentally, I grew more spiritually. And that's not what I was focusing on. I was focusing on my health. So that's why I believe mindset, health, and spirituality all work together.
You know what I like to do when I'm walking? I put on the headsets and I put on some kind of an audiobook.
Yep.
Something to encourage me. I'm getting the positive influence while I'm walking. It actually is able to keep me moving more than if I'm just, kind of there and wandering without. I need the external stimulation. So I put on that headset. It stops the little, the salespeople in the little kiosks who try to grab you. Sorry, I'm on a headset. Can't hear you. But that positive, now I've committed myself to an hour of not just walking, but also of the positive input. It makes such a difference in my day. And I know that that moment that I'm down is when I have to message my husband. He's downstairs doing his job. Hey, I got to get out of here. I've got to change the mindset. Makes a difference.
And so I think exercising, like a lot of people say, is a waste of time, TerryAnn. So when you're saying that, I'll listen to my podcast, which is going to maybe be on helping people with their businesses, and of course it's positive, but all this
positive input,
self-help stuff that I need to do for my business. So I'm doing that while I'm walking, or I'm returning phone calls. They're not business calls when I'm walking, but I'll return personal calls when I'm walking because that's some of the time. And then other times I find I just need to be still and quiet and listen to the birds. And like Linda was talking about, meditate a little bit and just breathe. And that's okay. So you don't have to, when you're exercising, you can make it fun based on what is your idea of fun, right?
Change your perspective at that moment.
I think stretching is a waste of time. And Judy, how do you say her last name? Lager.
She'll disagree with you.
Judy Lager tells me, oh my goodness, Sheri, it's what you have to do. Oh my gosh, I don't have time for stretching. It's a waste of time. If I'm walking, I'm moving. If I'm doing this, I'm moving. What am I doing when I'm stretching? You know what? I've had to change my mindset on that. Find out if I do my stretches. But you know what I can do when I'm doing my stretches, TerryAnn?
What's that?
Listen to my podcast and everything.
Oh!
But some reason I didn't think of that way. I think when you go walking, you can do that. But you forget when you're stretching, you can't.
Speaking of Judy Lager.
Yes.
Do you know that she is going to be one of 7 speakers at a summit that you're putting together?
I know. She's going to be on our summit. Is it called Purposefully Joy?
Purposeful Joy. I believe that's what we're calling it.
And she's going to be talking about even superheroes need self-care. She is a personal trainer and a coach. And yeah, and what I like is she's real. You know, she's not trying to make us be Barbie dolls. So anyway, she will be one of our amazing speakers. And of course, we have other speakers. We have, of course, our great TerryAnn going to talk about mindset. I'm going to talk about goal setting. We have our confidence coach, Dr. Susan Harrison, going to talk about confidence. We have leadership. We have networking. A bunch of you know Kathy Weaver. She will be on there with networking. And then Marilyn Arnold will be talking about selling without selling. And how much is this conference? It is 7 speakers.
$47.
Only $47. 7 speakers. But then you're wasting my whole weekend, TerryAnn.
Oh, no, we're not. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go Friday night, July 9th, from 5 to 8 p.m. And then we'll come back on Saturday morning, July 10th, but don't panic. We're going to go from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That leaves plenty of time to go out and light that grill and have a barbecue in the afternoon and early evening.
Well, how do we register to go to that conference?
There is a registration link in the comments. You can also find it on the screen. It will take you to a page with all the details and an opportunity to register.
Yes, and that's really important. And that will be great. Yeah, we have 7 great speakers. It's a women's conference on purposeful joy to help us create the life and business that you love. And of course, we have it about self-care. And Pam just talked about some more self-care real quick. 5-minute daily vacations is great. Focusing 1 minute on every sense while focusing on a mind vision vacation spot. It's all about mindset anyway. She's saying these are 5-minute mindset things that you can do.
I like that.
So what?
And that's the thing. That's the thing it all comes back to. It all comes back to mindset.
It does. And that will be what we'll be talking about too, of course, at the conference. And we're very excited. And we would love to see you guys at the conference. But we also would love to see you next Wednesday. What are we talking about next Wednesday, TerryAnn?
Next Wednesday, the topic is, how do you define and what does it mean to you? Financial security.
So what does that even mean to you, right? So think about that this week. And of course, work on your self-care this week. But think about what is financial security to you, because that's the topic we're going to talk about next week.
Next week, yes, financial security. You've got a whole week to think about it. What does it mean? Because it means something different to everyone.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you next Wednesday. What day is that going to be already? That'll be the 23rd at 9:30 Central Time. And in the meantime, you got time to register for our Purposeful Joy, our conference. I mean, not conference, e-summit. It will be an e-summit.
All right, next week. See you all. Bye.
Bye.